కూర్చోండి సార్.
Very good morning to all. It's my proud privilege today to start the session. Sanskriti School of Engineering. We have a history of 5 years of building the institute and molding the students. And a quick brief on the institute. We have 5 branches of engineering and we are affiliated to JNTU. And the 5 branches of engineering include computer sciences, civil, mechanical, electronics, and electrical. And, we have a record of 100% placements in our campus. And with this brief introduction, I will like you all to welcome to this session, which is organized by Department of Computer Science and Engineering. It is an AICTE sponsored Series 4 online 1-week short-term training program. The title of the program is Role of Artificial Intelligence in Engineering Applications. The 4th series is going to commence from today, that is 7th of December, and will continue till 12th of December. And I am happy to welcome our chairman, Mr. B. Vijay Reddy. He's the founder chairman of Sanskriti Group of Institutions. Welcome, sir. And I welcome Dr. C. Shobha Naidu, Director, Research and Development, JNTU, Anantapur. Welcome, madam.
Excuse me, I'm not Shobha Naidu, I'm Shobha Bindu, ma'am.
Sorry, madam. Dr. C. Shobha Bindu. I'm extremely sorry, ma'am. Dr. C. Shobha Bindu, she is professor in CSC, Director of Research Development Center, JNTU, Anantapur. And she is going to take our first session for today. I also welcome Dr. A. Senthil Kumar, Principal of Sanskriti School of Engineering. He is a senior PDF person, BSc UO Europe. And he is very dynamic and holds the leadership responsibility in Sanskriti School of Engineering. And I apologize, ma'am, for misspelling your name, Dr. C. Shobha Bindu. I like quickly, we'll call the prayer, continue the prayer, after which I'll be giving a brief introduction about Shobha Bindu, madam. Prayer team, please take over.
Good morning, all. Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Vasishtavamadevadivanditam Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Vasishtavamadevadivanditam Mahaganapatim Ya kundendu tusharahara dravata Ya shubhravastranvita Ya veena varadandamandita-kara Ya shveta padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prakrutibhihi Devai Sada Pujitam Saman Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. Thank you.
Thank you, team, for the invocation song and inviting God to be present with us in our completion of this program. Now, I would like to introduce in detail about Dr. C. Shobha Bindu. As I explained, she is a Director, Research and Development Center and Professor in Department of CSC, JNTU Anantapur. She is an MTech and PhD, and she has 19 plus years of teaching experience with UG and PG students. And she has awarded 14 PhDs, and she is supervising 7 PhD students as on date. Journals, 119 international journals, publications, and she has 5 national journal publications, and she has organized and attended 66 conferences and 21 national conferences. She has contributed 3 book chapters, and she has total citations of 270. Her HX index is 7 and I-10 index is 6. And she has published 6 books and 1 conference proceedings. And she has organized 27 seminars and attended 40 seminars. Her achievements include Venus 2016. He received ISTE, AP and TS section late Sri Jasti Krishnamurti Garu Award, the best engineering teacher in AP and TS 2016, sponsored by BNR Vignana Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. She received Shashistar Memorial National Award for Best Women Engineering College Teacher 2017 by Indian Society for recognition of outstanding contribution to the academic community and students at 47th ISTE National Annual Convention held at its College of Engineering, Kottayam from 27th to 29th January 2018. She also received a certificate of outstanding contribution in reviewing in Jan 2018 by Elsevier in cooperation with King South University. In recognition. She also received a Best Paper Award for the paper Medical Image Analysis Using Deep Learning, a systematic literature review in second international health conference held at SKIT Jaipur during February 1st and 2nd, 2019. She is also Secretary IEEE Anantapuram subsection. And she also held positions of Office in charge of Academic Section, Office in charge of Entrepreneurship Development Cell. She was head Computer Science and Engineering. She is also Coordinator Software Development Center. She was Nodal Officer NMEICT. She's a Coordinator MSIT. She's a Chairman researchers and dignitaries who are present on the occasion. I specially welcome the organizers, Mr. K.V. Prasad Reddy, HOD CSA, and Mr. Noor Muhammad, Assistant Professor. And Principal, would you like to add something, sir? Senthil, sir, before we talk the session, hand over to Dr. C. Bindu. So, ma'am. Here.
2 minutes, madam. Very good morning to all of you. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Very good morning to all of you. I welcome Shobha Bindu ma'am and Dr.
Hello.
Balakoteshwar ma'am and all the faculty members, external participants and internal participants. Also, I welcome the coordinators, Mr. Prasad Reddy and Noor Muhammad. I also thank that management providing such opportunity for the AISTC sponsored program. Also, I thank the AISTC. So this is the 4th slot of that online AISTC sponsored role of artificial intelligence, because they selected in offline, but due to that corona, we asked that permission. They accepted for that online AISTC program. They given that fund is 5 lakhs. We need to provide in form of 5 slots. In this 3 slots we conducted successfully. This is the 4th slot. So response of the faculty is because of the chief guest and then other external participants. I'll introduce what are the happened in the past 3 slots. Response of the faculty is very good in terms of in the ASTC program. Also the experts from various industries, top-notch industries, and then IITs and then IIM, they given that lecture on that role of artificial intelligence, because I given the topic is role of artificial intelligence in engineering application. So all the things will be in terms of case studies I given that. There is no possibility for theory aspects or unsupervised learning or supervised learning theory things, how it's possible to implement in automobile industries, how it's possible to implement in the image processing techniques, how it's possible to implement in the robotic systems. That type of case studies, the given slot up to slot 3. This 4th slot also we introduce same thing only, because it's possible to use the PhD, because all the faculties doing the PhD, it's possible to get the research cap. That is the purpose, that is the motto we start this type of program. So I thank personally for the DST selected this course. Also, I thank the permission given by our Sanskriti School of Management. So I'll thank that all the participants actively participate, actively supported for up to 4 slots. So this program starts today up to Saturday. It will be, I request all the faculties to attend up to the Saturday. It will be useful for your research openings. Also, it's possible to write a papers, or it's possible to get the research points. This because all the people experts will be in terms different area they analyzing that. So easy to 2 hours. It's not possible to learn that. They'll ignite your mind. It's possible to carry that research openings. I thank you for all the participants eagerly waiting for the chief guest speech. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. So shall I start? Hello.
Madam, start, madam.
Is it audible, sir?
Yes, yes. Audible.
Yeah. So at the outset, I'd like to thank Sanskriti School of Engineering for giving me an opportunity to be present here on this occasion of inaugural ceremony for the 4th phase of online STTP on artificial intelligence, role of artificial intelligence in engineering applications. I thank the organizers for giving me a welcome to this particular workshop. And so we'll be talking about artificial intelligence in depth. But I'd like to say something like this particular artificial intelligence has been identified by has become, and there are lot of opportunities for the young minds to work on this artificial intelligence, and that there are quite a number of opportunities in the industry once you have knowledge on this particular trending technology, and it is rightly chosen by the organizers. The topic has been rightly chosen by the organizers because it is one of the trending technologies and the emerging technologies which has the potential for number of jobs in the future. And in the future, everything will be automated, and there's a scope for number of people to get their opportunity to work in this particular field. So this is one of the research areas where a lot of young researchers can concentrate on. And also, due to this pandemic, number of online programs are going on. Mostly when we see the topics for this online programs, they are showing like the trending technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain technologies, cyber security, and so on. So these are the various technologies that are leading this industry 4.0, that I can say. And it is essential for every faculty member to get themselves updated regarding these trending technologies. And that is why lot of number of STTPs or FDPs are being organized in these trending technologies. And also the faculty members can learn from their home. So that is the advantage with this online set of workshops. And also they'll be able to meet number of people coming from various industries and the reputed organizations, as mentioned by Principal Garu, like from IITs and the industries where a lot of work is going on this particular artificial intelligence. So I wish that this particular workshop will be a grand success and all the participants will go with lot of information. And once you gain this information, you need to disseminate it to your students. Only then it has its value. So you learn and then make the others to learn on this. So maybe most of the college faculty, in most of the colleges, this BTech artificial intelligence course might have started. This is the first year, maybe. So this information may not give you all the details regarding the entire course or the entire curriculum for this BTech artificial intelligence. Rather, it gives us a platform wherein you can develop and then you can learn on your own and then teach the students. So with this small introductory note, I thank all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this inaugural program. Immediately after this, I'll be starting my session. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Sir, is it the end of the inaugural program or is there anyone else to talk so that I can talk? I can start my session. Shall I start the session?
Yes, ma'am. You can start the session, ma'am.
Hello, madam, you start, madam.
Shall I start?
Start, madam. Start, madam. It's visible,
Okay,
madam.
sir.
Screen is visible.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So good morning, everyone. So I'll be giving a brief introduction regarding the artificial intelligence in this particular session. So before we go for that, as I said in the previous note, that artificial intelligence, cyber security, IoT, all these are the trending technologies that are paying a way for Industry 4.0. So what do you mean by an industrial revolution? So what exactly is an industrial revolution? So when there are major changes that have been brought in the industry in terms of the economy, that is the way that we live, the way you buy and sell the things are being changed, and a lot of changes happening in the transportation also, that is the way we travel has been changed. And also there are changes that are being brought in the society, that is the way we live. So we are living in a sophisticated environment now when compared to that of the old environment. So when there are major changes that are being brought in the way that we live, the way we buy and sell things, the way that we travel, the way that we live. So this is what we call it as a industrial revolution. So it's usually about the new way of thinking and doing and new technologies that cause the change to happen. And that is what an industrial revolution. As digital transformation. This is the word that has been coined by Klaus Schwab, who is the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. According to this World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution has been progressing since the start of this 21st century. So it's a revolutionary change being characterized by ubiquitous and mobile internet, cheaper, smaller, and stronger sensors, and artificial and machine learning. So we can see from this definition that artificial intelligence is playing a vital role in Industry 4.0. So when we look at the changes that has happened from first industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution, which is happening now. So the first industrial revolution took place in around 18th century, and that is due to the mechanization through the steam engine. Later, from in the 19th century to the beginning of 20th century, the second industrial revolution has happened that was based on the mass production through electrical energy. Later, in the late 20th century, the third industrial revolution has evolved, and that was based on the intelligent information revolution through the invention of these computers and the internet. And now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, that is from the beginning of the 21st century, this fourth industrial revolution has been taking place. And that is based on the intelligent information technology, which is a combination of the intelligence and the information. Now we have a lot of data that is available, and now you're making the machines learn from this particular data. So there are a number of technologies which are contributing to this industrial revolution, like an Internet of Things, cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, and mobile computing. So the fourth industrial revolution is leading the intelligent information society, and that is also called as the digital transformation. And already we are making use of 4G network, 4G wireless networks. And recently 5G wireless networks also been introduced, but it has not come into the society as such. Like it is not trending as such, even till we are making use of 4G. But in the near future, we'll be upgrading to 5G networks, where these 5G wireless networks are 280 times faster than that of this LTE, that is long-term evolution, which is a standard for wireless broadband. And also we can see that the speed of this 5G wireless networks will be 70 times faster than that of the 4G networks. So that is the change that is happening in the industry. And because of these technologies, the society is being changing a lot. So when we look at the various industries that are being affected by this digital disruption, we can say that there's no industry as such which is getting affected because of this digital disruption that is happening. So any field you take, any industry that you take, either it may be a healthcare or it may be some sort of e-commerce, the construction, a transport, the oil and natural gas, or it can be logistic, every field is getting affected because of this digital disruption that is happening. So because of this digital disruption, the transportation and the communication costs are getting dropped, and the logistics and the global supply chains are becoming more effective, and the cost of the trade is also getting diminished. So all of this have paid has opened new markets, and they are driving this economic growth. So that is the changes that are being brought into various industries. So the economy is getting increased because of this digital disruption that has happened in the 21st century. So when we look at the changes in the society because of this technological progress that is happening, so the characteristics of this technological progress, as we can see, there's a tremendous increase in the data that is available. So we have seen that the 5G networks are faster when compared to that of 4G, like 70 times faster than that of 4G. That is the explosive growth that we have in the network. And we can find there's an infinite expansion of this computing power also. And artificial intelligence is one of the technology that is getting progressed. All of these has made a lot of changes in the society, that most of the works that are being carried out by the human being can be carried out by the machine. That is, there will be a role change between the human being and the machine, and there is a combination of real world and the virtual world that we are observing now in the form of AR and VR. So evolution of new computing technologies or the emotional computing technologies are getting increased over there, and there is a convergence because of the smart technologies that are coming up. There are tremendous changes that are being brought into the society because of all these technological progress. So we can observe that making use of this artificial intelligence, the role of the human being and machine can be changed. So when we look at the trends regarding this artificial intelligence, so according to Economic Times in 2018, in its AI ML guide, it has specified that 57% of the companies in India are hiring for artificial intelligence roles. So that shows that most of the industry is moving towards artificial intelligence. And according to World Economic Forum 2018, it has predicted that there will be 133 million new jobs that will be created as a result of this AI-enabled automation by the end of this 2022. So this is the progress that is happening in artificial intelligence. And also when we look at the salary trends, once a person gets trained in this artificial intelligence, or once a person becomes an AI professional, he'll be getting around 14.3 lakhs per annum. That is the median salary that an artificial intelligence professional is getting in India. And there is a job switch from one company to the other company, we can see that around 60 to 70% salary hike you can find in the AI domain. But whereas when you compare it with the other domains, it is just 20 to 30% salary hike for a job switch that is happening in the industry. So lot of opportunities are there in the artificial intelligence, and lot of progress and is going on in in the domain of this artificial intelligence. So first we'll look at what artificial intelligence is, and then we'll look at the history of artificial intelligence, followed by what are various applications of artificial intelligence, and then we'll look at what are the subsets of this artificial intelligence, and that will be my talk that will be going on. So when you come to this artificial intelligence, it was in the mid 1950s that McCarthy has coined this particular term, artificial intelligence. And he has defined this artificial intelligence as the science and engineering of making the intelligent machines. So when we ask a layman regarding what artificial intelligence is, a layman who has a very fleeting understanding of this technology, then he'll definitely relate this artificial intelligence to some sort of robot. Like he says that it is like a Terminator sort of thing where it can act and think on its own. But if the same question, when we pose it to an AI researcher, he or she would definitely say that it's a set of algorithms that can produce the results without having to explicitly instruct it to do so. And whatever results that you are going to get would all be right. So that is an intelligent, this artificial intelligence is an intelligent entity that is created by the human being. So this artificial word, it means it is man-made. So man-made, and that you are going to make the particular system think on its own. So man-made thinking part is what artificial intelligence is. So this is an entity, intelligent entity being created by the human being, which has the capability of performing the tasks intelligently without being explicitly instructed. And this has the capability of thinking and acting rationally as well as humanly. So so we can summarize this artificial intelligence as a branch of computer science by which we can create intelligent machines which can behave like a human, think like a human, and also make the decisions similar to that of a human being. Yes, any doubts? So that is the definition of artificial intelligence. So we'll have a brief look at the history of artificial intelligence. So we all know that artificial intelligence is not a new word and it's not a new technology for the researchers. This technology is much older than we might imagine. So even in 1940s, this has evolved. So in the year 1943, the first work has been done on this artificial intelligence. So this first work which is now recognized as artificial intelligence, was being done by Warren McCulloch and Walter Pitts in 1943. And they proposed a model of artificial neurons. So that is the base. Excuse me? Excuse me, is there any doubt?
No, ma'am, you can continue the class.
Yes, madam.
Because there is a disturbance that I am listening to. So in the year 1949, Donald Hebb has demonstrated an updating rule for modifying the connection strength between these neurons. So his rule is now known as the Hebbian learning. And in the year 1950, Alan Turing, who was an English mathematician, has published Computing Machinery and Intelligence, in which he has proposed a test, which is now known as a Turing test. And this test can check the machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, whether it is equivalent to that of a human intelligence or not. Later in 1955, Alan Neville and Herbert Simon has created the first artificial intelligence program, which they named it as Logic Theorist. And this program has proved 38 out of 52 mathematical theorems, and it has also found new and more elegant proofs for some of these theorems. Later in 1956, the word artificial intelligence has been first adopted by John McCarthy who is an American computer scientist at the Dartmouth conference. For the first time, AI has entered into an academic field during 1956. At that time, there were a number of high-level computer languages that were trending, like Fortran, Lisp, COBOL, and there's a lot of enthusiasm on this artificial intelligence at the same time. And later in 1966, the researchers have emphasized on developing the algorithms which can solve the mathematical problems. So Joseph Weizenbaum has created the first chatbot, which he has named it as Elijah. And later in 1972, the first intelligent humanoid robot was being built in Japan, and that was named as Wabot 1. So after this, there was some sort of downtrend that has happened in the artificial intelligence, and that they named it as the first AI winter duration. That is from 1974 to 1980. And this AI winter, it is referred to as the period where the computer scientists dealt with a severe shortage of funding from the government for this artificial intelligence research. So during this AI winters, we can see the interest of publicity on this artificial intelligence has tremendously gone down, has decreased. And later in 1980, the boom of artificial intelligence has again started. So where AI came back with an expert system. So these expert systems were programmed that emulate the decision-making ability of a human expert. So in this year 1980, the first national conference of the American Association of Artificial Intelligence was held at Stanford University, and they came up with lot of applications on this expert systems. So and later in 1987 to 1993, again, there was some sort of disturbance that has happened in the trending of this artificial intelligence. And that was the second AI winter duration. Again, the investors and the government has stopped funding for this artificial intelligence research because they found that the cost involved is more when compared to that of the results that they have got. That is, there's a high cost that is involved, but at the same time, they are not getting efficient results. Later, after this second winter duration, later in 1997, IBM has came up with Deep Blue, which has bet the world chess champion Gary Kasparov, and it has become the first computer to beat the world chess champion. And later in 2002, for the first time, AI has entered in the form of Roomba, which is a vacuum cleaner. And then in 2006, AI has entered into the business also, where there are a lot of companies like Facebook, Twitter, and Netflix are all started making use of this artificial intelligence. From 2011 onwards, because of these technologies like the deep learning, big data, and artificial general intelligence, there's a lot of changes that are being brought in the artificial intelligence. So in 2011, IBM came up with Watson, which has won Jeopardy, which is a quiz show where this Watson had solved various complex questions as well as the riddles. So Watson has proved that it could understand the natural language and also can solve the tricky questions very quickly compared to that of a human being. And in 2012, Google has launched an Android app, which they featured it as Google Now, which was able to provide information to the users as well as for prediction. And in 2014, chatbot Eugene Woodsman won a competition in the infamous Turing test. And later in 2018, there are a number of projects that has come up, and now we can see that there are trending technologies that have been happening. Now AI has developed to such an remarkable level, making use of the concept of deep learning, big data, and the data science, which are now trending like a boom. Nowadays, many companies like Google, Facebook, IBM, and Amazon are working with artificial intelligence, and they are creating amazing devices. So the future of artificial intelligence is really quite inspiring, and it will definitely come up with the various devices with high intelligence. So when we look at the trends that has happened right from 1943 to till date, there are a lot of changes that are being brought to artificial intelligence. From 1950 to 1990s, the learning was deductive. It was deductive learning. That is, the humans used to give the rules that are to be followed by the system. That is rule-based learning that is happening. But whereas with the introduction of this machine learning, deep learning, and all, this has become inductive learning, where the machine is learning on its own, making use of some examples, making use of the data. So, making use of that data, it is learning. So now it is inductive learning that is happening in the artificial intelligent agents. So before 1990s, it was deductive learning. Later, after 1990s, the trend has shifted to inductive learning, where the learning is happening by examples. So that is the brief history of artificial intelligence. So now, these are the various definitions that I have collected from 8 different textbooks related to artificial intelligence. So you can define this artificial intelligence in 2 dimensions, like the ones that we have on the top in the blue shaded one. We can say that these are the definitions that are concerned with thought processes and reasoning. And whereas at the bottom, the 2 which are in gray shaded one at the bottom, they address the behavior. So also we can divide it into left and right. So the left measures success in terms of human performance, whereas the right the right two, they are the ones that are against the ideal concept of intelligence, which we call that as a rationality. So a system is rational. A system is said to be rational if it does the right thing. So these are the ways in which we can define artificial intelligence is. So based on these definitions, it can be observed that the first one in the first quadrant, in this quadrant, we can say that is like the systems which act like humans, and these definitions can be derived like the systems act rationally. Then these definitions relate to systems that think like humans, and the last one is the systems that think rationally. So whatever may be, um, so how do you measure whether this particular artificial intelligent agent is acting like a human being, or thinking like a human being, or thinking rationally, or thinking or acting rationally? So what are the various tests that we have so that you can prove that the machine is thinking similar to that of a human being, or acting similar to that of a human being. So the first one, that is to test whether a system is behaving like is acting like a human being, we make use of what is known as the Turing test. So this is the approach that you are going to make use of to check whether the artificial entity is able to hold a conversation with a human agent, and that the human agent should not ideally conclude that it is talking to a machine rather than to a human being. That is, it should exactly mimic a human being. So that is the test that can be performed by making use of this Turing machine. So in order to achieve this, what a artificial intelligent agent should have. So agent should have the qualities like natural language processing, where it should be able to communicate with a human being successfully in their language, and it should have a knowledge representation to act uh, as its memory, and automated reasoning so as to store the information, so that when a question is posed, the machine should try to answer it, and then based on this information it should draw the new conclusions. And it should also possess machine, it should also have machine learning capabilities so as to detect the patterns and adapt to the new circumstances. So that is a Turing test, where you are going to check whether a particular human being is acting as a, sorry, whether a device or a machine is acting similar to that of a human being. So the next one is systems that think like humans. So this thinking like human behavior can be tested by making use of the cognitive modeling approach. So the name cognitive modeling approach itself says that this approach tries to build an artificial intelligence model based on human cognition. So to distill the essence of the human mind, there are three major approaches. One is introspection. In this introspection, you are going to observe the human thoughts, and then based on that, you are going to build a model based on these observations. And the next approach that we have here under cognitive modeling approach is the psychological experiments, where you are going to conduct the experiments on the human beings, and then we'll be observing the behavior of the human being and try to mimic that in a machine. And then the last one, and this is brain imaging, that is making use of this MRI images. So we'll be observing the how the human being brain functions in various in different scenarios, and then we'll be replicating that through the code. So these are the various means of testing whether the systems are thinking like a human being or not, based on the cognitive modeling approach. And the next one is thinking rationally. So the systems, whether they are thinking rationally or not, that can be emulated by making use of this law of thought approach. So the laws of thought approach are where you have a large list of logical statements which govern the operation of our mind. So the same laws we are going to code and then apply to the artificial intelligence algorithms. So here, but solving a problem in principle will be different from that of solving a problem in practice. So for example, we'll be taking the decisions based on the circumstances that we have. But if you hard code it, like if you frame the rules and say that these rules have to be followed, these are the laws that has to be followed for taking a particular decision, that may not be apt in certain conditions where a human being may think in a different way, and the system may think in a different way over there. So there may be some actions that we'll be taking without being 100% certain of the outcome, and that cannot be actually made to replicate by making use of these algorithms. So based on the different parameters, if you code it, it may take a different uh, different decision rather than that of a human being. So this loss of thought approach, uh, where an entity can behave based on the logical statements that we have given, will not suit in certain conditions. So thereby you need to go for a different approach. So whether to check whether the system is acting rationally or not, we'll be making use of what is known as the rational agent approach. So in this rational agent approach, so in this rational agent approach, what you are going to do is we are going to make the best possible choice in the current circumstances, which you will not be able to do it when you go for loss of thought approach. So there may be several outcomes that you can have for a particular problem to be solved, and based on the circumstances you need to follow one particular outcome. So it means that it should be the agent should be much more dynamic and adaptable to the circumstances. So these are the various tests that we can perform on artificial intelligence, and this is how you can define the artificial intelligence, like whether it act like a human being, think like a human being, or act rationally, always correct. That is what we call it as rational. So always think rationally. So these are the various definitions that are being given by artificial intelligence, and these are the various tests that can be performed to prove whether the system is behaving like a human being or acting like a human being or rationally. So having defined the artificial intelligence, now what are the goals of artificial intelligence? So the goals of artificial intelligence are to replicate the human intelligence, solve the knowledge in intensive tasks, or it should establish an intelligent connection of perception and action, building a machine which can perform the task that requires the human intelligence, such as proving a theorem, playing chess, plan some surgical operations, or driving a car in a heavy traffic situations. All these are the examples wherein the machine requires human intelligence. Or the other goal is to create a system which can exhibit intelligent behavior similar to that of a human being. That is, it should be able to learn the new things by itself, demonstrate, explain, and even it has to give advices to its users. So these are the various goals of artificial intelligence. So now just have a look at what are the various components that this artificial intelligence system should possess so that it can display or exhibit this intelligent behavior. So, so the first component that we can see here is the perception. So this is the perception component. Now, making use of this, the artificial intelligence system retrieves the information from its surroundings. So it may be either a visual, audio, or any form of sensory data. So it tries to it tries to capture that information from its surroundings, from its environment. And based on this data that has been collected by this perception component, the learning component will be learning from the data that has been captured by this perception component. And artificial intelligence, the major role is being played by the knowledge representation. And so the planning and execution, this depends on the Is it audible? Is it audible, ma?
So now it is so.
Okay, there was a break, I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the various artificial system components which are used for displaying the intelligent behavior. So having looked at how the artificial intelligent system will mimic the human being, now we'll look at what are the various diverse set of components that we have in the artificial intelligence. So as we all know that human intelligence is an intangible part of our brain, which is a combination of like reasoning, learning, problem solving, perception, language understanding, etc. So to achieve all these factors for a machine, it requires to have the knowledge on various disciplines. So it should have the knowledge on various disciplines like the psychology, neuroscience, biology, philosophy, mathematics, sociology, and above all, the computer science knowledge. Computer engineering knowledge is very much essential. So why does it require the philosophy? So the purpose of this philosophy for humans is to help us understand our actions and their consequences, and also how we can make better decisions. So even a machine requires this. So this philosophy would help the machines think and understand about the nature of the knowledge itself, and it would also help the machines to make the connection between this knowledge and the action through goal based analysis, so as to achieve the desirable outcomes. So that is the purpose of philosophy, and it requires the knowledge of mathematics. As we all know, mathematics is the language of the universe, and the system built to solve these universal problems would need to have proficiency in mathematics. So it requires logic. The system requires the logic, maybe the computations are essential, and for interpreting the results, it requires some sort of statistical methods, and it requires probability also for predicting the future outcomes. So mathematics plays a very prominent role in artificial intelligence. And the other component is neuroscience. So neuroscience is a study how the brain functions, and artificial intelligence as it is trying to replicate a human being. So this particular neuroscience knowledge is very much essential for an artificial intelligent agent. And the next one is psychology. So the psychology, it can be viewed as a midpoint between the neuroscience and the philosophy, where it tries to understand how our specifically configured and developed brain reacts to stimuli and responds to its environment, both of which are very much important, are the building blocks for an intelligent system. So cognitive psychology, it views the brain as an information processing device, operates based on the beliefs and the goals, very much similar to that how we would build an intelligent system, machine of our own. So There are many cognitive theories that have already been codified to build the algorithms like chatbots, which are built today, are making use of this cognitive psychology. So the next one and the last one that is very much essential is computer engineering. So this is the most obvious application where we have to put this, make use of this computer engineering to translate all our theories and the concepts into some sort of machine readable language so that it can make its computation so as to produce an output that we can better understand. So each and every advance that is happening in the computer engineering has opened more possibilities to build even more powerful artificial intelligence systems, like based on advanced operating systems, the programming languages, information management systems, various tools that are coming up, and the state of art hardware. All these have paved the way for the advances in artificial intelligence. So you need to have knowledge on computer engineering. So these are the various diverse set of components that an artificial intelligent agent should require, should need. Now, so having looked at the definition of the artificial intelligence and the history of artificial intelligence, now we'll have a quick look at what are the various types of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence can be categorized into two types based on the capabilities and the functionalities. So based on the capabilities, it is classified as type 1. This is based on the capabilities, where under that we have three different categories. One is the normal AI or the weak AI that you're going to call it as. The next one is the general AI, and the last one is a strong AI. So this is classification based on the capabilities, and the other classification is based on the functionality. So based on the functionality, it is divided as reactive machines, limited memory, theory of mind, and the self-awareness artificial intelligence. So these are the various types of artificial intelligence based on the functionality. So first we'll look at the artificial intelligent agent based on the capabilities. So the first one that we said is a narrow AI. So this is a type of AI which is able to perform only a particular task, that is a dedicated task with intelligence. So this is the most common and currently available artificial intelligence in the world of this artificial intelligence. So this narrow AI, it cannot perform beyond its field or limitations. So also it is trained only to perform a particular task. Hence we call it as a weak AI. So narrow AI can fail in unpredictable ways if it goes beyond its limits, as it is trained only for a particular purpose. So if it goes beyond its limit, it may fail. So examples for this narrow AI are Apple Siri, IBM's Watson supercomputer. All this IBM Watson supercomputer also comes under this narrow AI, as it makes use of an expert system approach, which is combined with machine learning and natural language processing. And few other examples for natural narrow AI are playing chess, purchasing suggestions that is being given on an e-commerce site, self-driving cars, speech recognition, and image recognition, where all of them will be performing a particular task. So those comes under narrow AI. And the other classification, other category is general AI. So this is a type of intelligence which could perform any intellectual task with the efficiency similar to that of a human being. So the idea behind this general AI is to make such a system which could act smarter, and think like a human being on its own. So currently there is no such system that exists which could come under this general AI and can perform any task as perfect as a human being. So a lot of research is going on this particular general AI, where the researchers are focusing on developing the machines with general artificial intelligence. So as the systems with this general AI are still under the research, and it takes a lot of effort and time so that they can develop these sort of systems. And the next one is a strong artificial intelligence. So this is a level of artificial intelligence of systems at which machines could surpass the human intelligence, and that these machines can perform any task better than that of a human being, making use of this cognitive properties. So it is an outcome of this general AI. So some of the key characteristics of this strong AI should include like the capabilities, like the ability to think, ability to reason, solve the puzzles, make the judgments, plan, learn, and communicate on its own. But this artificial as a general intelligence is not available now, as it is a as this strong AI is a consequence of this general AI. Still, it is not uh, in place. Rather, it is still a hypothetical concept of artificial intelligence. So development of such sort of strong AI systems in real is still a lot of research has to go on this, and this is still a world changing task ahead. And that is the this is the classification based on the capabilities. So this is what is depicted over here, the three types of artificial intelligence based on the capabilities. Narrow artificial intelligence, where you're going to specialize in one area and solve a problem related to that particular area only. So this makes use of what is known as the machine learning. And the next one is the consequence of this will be the artificial general intelligence, which emulates the human intelligence, and it should be as it should perform as meticulously as that of a human being. So this refers to as a system that is as smart as a human, so across the board, and that requires the machine intelligence. That is the next stage of artificial intelligence. And beyond this, the consequence of this AI, general AI, will be the super AI, which will act smarter than that of a human being in every field. Not only in a particular field, rather it has to be smarter, act smarter than that of a human being. So that requires machine consciousness. That is, cognitive skills are to be embedded into an artificial intelligent agent. So these are the various types of artificial intelligence based on the capabilities. And the other classification is based on the functionality. Based on the functionality, this is divided into four categories. One is the reactive machines. So these reactive machines are the most basic type of artificial intelligence. So these reactive machines do not store memories or the past experiences for the future actions. So these machines, they only focus on the current scenarios and they react on it as per possible best action. Examples for this reactive machines are IBM's Deep Blue system, Google's AlphaGo. All these are examples for this reactive machines. So the other type based on the functionality is a limited memory. So limited memory machines, they can store certain past experiences and some data for only a short period of time. For short period of time, these machines can use stored data for a limited period of time. So examples for this limited memory are self-driving cars, are one of the examples for this limited memory systems. And the next one is theory of mind. So theory of mind AI should understand the human emotions, people, beliefs, and be able to interact socially similar to that of a human being. So this type of artificial intelligent machines are still not developed, uh, but researchers are making lot of efforts, and there is a lot of improvement for developing such sort of artificial intelligence machines. And the next type of artificial intelligence machines based on the functionality are self-awareness machines. So this self-awareness artificial intelligence is the future of artificial intelligence, where these machines will be super intelligent, and they'll have their own consciousness, their own sentiments, and are self and they'll have their self awareness. So these machines will think smarter than that of a human being. So these self-awareness artificial intelligence systems, they do not exist in reality still, and this is just a hypothetical concept as of now. Maybe in the future they may come up. So these are the various types of artificial intelligence systems. These are the differences that we have between weak AI and the strong AI. But a strong AI is still a hypothetical concept. So, having looked at the different types of artificial intelligence, so we'll just have a look at what are the advantages that we are going to derive from this artificial intelligence. So AI systems can be of very high speed, and they can make the decisions faster, because these artificial intelligence systems can be, because of this artificial intelligence systems has bet the chess champion in the chess game. So they are high speed in nature. Artificial intelligence systems, machines, other systems are prone to less errors, and hence you can have high accuracy, as it takes the decisions as per the pre-experience or certain information that is available. And the other advantage with this is high reliability. Artificial intelligence systems are highly reliable, and they can perform the same action multiple times with the same accuracy. But whereas when it is asked by a human being to repeat the actions, we'll be losing the accuracy after repeating for so many number of times. But artificial intelligence, it does with the same accuracy. That's the advantage that we have with artificial intelligence. And they are useful where in the risky areas where we cannot employ a human being to do a particular task, like in the situations like when you are diffusing a bomb or exploring the ocean floor. In all those cases where we cannot employ a human being, we can employ these artificial intelligence systems. And it can act as a digital assistant. Artificial intelligent systems, this technology is currently being used by various e-commerce websites to show the products as per the customer requirements. So this acts as a digital assistant. And artificial intelligence systems can be very useful for public utilities, such as self-driving cars, where we can make a journey safer and hassle-free. Also, it can be used in face recognition for security purposes, and natural language processing, where the system can communicate with the human beings in the human language, so etc. These are the various advantages. Not limited to this, there are some various other advantages also for this artificial intelligence system. At the same time, when the technology has the advantages, at the same time we do have some of the disadvantages with this technology. So these are some of the these are the disadvantages that we have with artificial intelligence. The cost involved is very high. The hardware and the software requirements of this artificial intelligence is very costly, as it requires lot of maintenance to meet the current world requirements. So they cannot think out of the box. So all the artificial intelligence systems now that we have are weak AI or the narrow AI systems that we have, where we'll be specifying that particular system for a particular task, and hence it cannot think out of the box because it is trained for that particular purpose only. So it thinks only for that particular purpose and not for other purposes. And the other disadvantage with this is artificial intelligence do not have systems do not have any feelings or the emotions. Artificial intelligence systems can be an outstanding performer, but still it does not have the feelings, so that it cannot make any kind of emotional attachments with the human beings, and may sometimes be harmful for users if the proper care is not taken. Like we have seen an example in robo film, where the feelings and the emotions, if at all they are being incorporated into an AI system, then it may lead to some sort of destructions also. So the disadvantage with that is that if it is used for a better purpose, it will be okay, but it can be used for destructive purposes also. So that's one of the disadvantage that we have, where the system do not have any feelings and emotions. And the other disadvantage is as this technology is getting improved, what the people are doing is they are getting more dependent on these devices, and hence even when we are more dependent on this, we become lethargic to make our own works also. So so that we are losing our mental capabilities. So that is another disadvantage that we have with artificial intelligence. And the other disadvantage is no original creativity. So this is killing the creativity in the human beings. As the human beings, we know we are so creative and we can imagine some new ideas, but this artificial intelligence systems are not enabling the creativity in us, as it is doing, as it will be doing lot of work for the human beings here. So these are the various disadvantages that we have. Also, this particular artificial intelligence system, it is not so creative and imaginative as that of a human being. So that is what we said. Under certain circumstances, a human being can take up a decision, but whereas an artificial intelligence system cannot take a decision based on the circumstances, based on the various factors. We will be taking the decision, but uh, once the rules are being framed, or once a system is trained based on the decisions that are being taken in the past, it will not be taking a apt decision based on the circumstances similar to that of a human being. That is, the human being has the creativity and imaginative skills which are not being incorporated into the artificial intelligence systems. So these are the various disadvantages that we have with artificial intelligence systems. Now we'll look at what are the various applications of artificial intelligence. So there are various domains in which artificial intelligence can be applied. So now this is becoming essential because it can solve the complex problems with much efficiency in many industries, like the healthcare, entertainment, finance, education, etc. So artificial intelligence is making our daily life more comfortable and even faster also. So this is used in various domains, like artificial intelligence can be used in astronomy, where we can make use of this artificial intelligence to solve complex universe problems, and it can help us understand the universe, such as how it works and what is its origin, etc. AI can be used in the healthcare also. In over a over a period of time, that is in the last 5 to 10 years, we are seeing that artificial intelligence has become more advantageous in the healthcare industry, and it is showing lot of impact on this healthcare industry. So healthcare industries are applying this artificial intelligence to make a better and faster diagnosis than that of a human being. Now it is assisting the doctors in diagnosis, and also inform when the patient's health is getting worsened to the doctors before being hospitalized. So that is one application of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence also can be used in gaming, where artificial intelligence machines can play strategic games like chess, where the machine needs to think regarding the number of possible moves and all, like, so this is used in gaming. And artificial intelligence has entered even into the finance sector also, where the finance industry is implementing the automation, like the chat bots are being used, adapting adaptive intelligence, algorithm trading, and machine learning into the financial processes. So there's a lot of advantages this financial sector is taking out of this artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence also being applied in data security, where the security, we know, for the data is very crucial in every for every company, and the cyber attacks are now growing very rapidly in this digital world. So AI can be used to make your data more safe and secure. Some examples like AEG bot, AI2 platform are being used to determine the software bugs and the cybersecurity attacks in a better way. Artificial intelligence has its own applications in social media also, such as the Facebook, Twitter, and the Snapchat, which contain millions of user profiles, which need to be stored and managed in a very efficient way. AI can organize and manage this massive amount of data. AI can even analyze this lots of data and identify what is the latest trends and hashtag and requirements for a particular user. For different users, it can suggest based on the previous transactions that this particular user has done. And it is being used in travel and transport industry also, like AI is finding its own applications in the automotive industry, where some of these automotive industries are making use of this artificial intelligence to provide visual assistance to their users for better performance. Like Tesla has came up with the Tesla bot, which is an intelligent virtual assistant. Like thus, the number of applications of artificial intelligence in automotive industry, and AI has its own applications in robotics also. So AI, it has a remarkable role in robotics. Usually, general robots are programmed such that they can perform some repetitive tasks. With the help of this artificial intelligence, we can create intelligent robots which can perform the tasks with their own experiences without being pre-programmed. So that can be done. Like humanoid robots are best examples for artificial intelligence in robotics. And artificial intelligence has its own application for entertainment also. So you can see like Amazon, Netflix, all these are making use of this AI or the ML algorithms for serving or for recommending the programs or the show or the various shows here. And artificial intelligence, it has its own application in the agriculture. So where we can apply this artificial intelligence as agriculture robots, solid and crop monitoring. We can make use of this artificial intelligence, and for predictive analysis, we can make use of this artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, even it has its impact on e-commerce also, and also it has its impact on the education. So most of the universities are now having the chatbots where they can communicate with the students as a teaching assistant. And in the future, AI can work as a personal virtual tutor also for the students. So it is having lot of applications in every field, whatever may be the field. You can find yes, the applications of this artificial intelligence. So it is showing its impact on various industries. So these are some of the applications of artificial intelligence. So it can be applied to any domain. You can make use of this artificial intelligence. And these are the top used applications in artificial intelligence, like Google's AI powered predictions in the form of Google Maps, which is quite popularly being used by most of the people while we are traveling. We are making use of this Google Maps. And ride sharing applications like the Uber, Lyft, all these are being commonly used by all the people. And AI autopilot in commercial flights is one of the major application that is being used. And the filtering of the spams in your emails, this is also an application of this artificial intelligence. The plagiarism test checks that we are going to make is also based on artificial intelligence. The facial recognition and the voice to text features, search recommendations, smart personal assistants like Siri, Alexa, and fraud detection and prevention in case of cyber attacks that are happening. All these are the top applications that are being quite popularly used. Um, and that are the applications of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is used for recognizing an image, for in image recognition, where you will be recognizing the objects, places, the people, and various actions that are being performed by the people in a particular image. All this can be recognized by the artificial intelligence, making use of this artificial intelligence. Even it has its own application in speech recognition also, where it allows the humans to use their voice to communicate with a system. So it is having its application in speech recognition. And language translation, so while you can translate from one language to another language, so it translates a word or a sentence from one language to another language. So this is one application. And in the product analytics also, we make use of this artificial intelligence, where it enables the companies to leverage the data to reveal user engagements with the products or the services, and even recommends the products to the users based on their previous history. And the other application is A/B testing, where it compares